in Islam, it's very important and of vital significance that you understand how Islam works, what's in it, and most importantly, its teachings. So I'm going to be starting a new video series which is about the basic teachings of Islam. There is only one God. There's one thing that is the base, the cornerstone, the foundation, and the pillar of Islam. What is it? It's Tawheed, monotheism. You say that there is no God but Allah. You say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, that you testify that there is no God but Allah. But not only your heart, not only your tongue should be saying it, but also your heart and your inner light, your soul, they all should proclaim that there's no other God than Allah, the creator of the world and the only one who is worthy of worship. It means that every Muslim says that she or he believes in it, but just saying it isn't enough. You must also believe in it with your heart. As well as understanding this, you must also be aware that Islam cares about the correct understanding of God. Every single hadith, verse, or saying of Islam all comes back to Tawheed as being the most important aspect of Islam. So now let's cover different, I suppose you could call them attributes of God, but basically just covering up some misunderstandings of Allah and of God. God isn't physical. He isn't like us, which we have a container. To say that Allah has a body and is physical, that would be implying that he has limits, and we all know that Allah has no limits. Allah is invisible. In the Quran it said that Allah is invisible. No vision can grasp him, but his grasp is over all vision. He is above all comprehension, yet omniscient. That's verse 103 of Surah number 6. Even though Allah can't be seen physically, he can see all, he can hear all. Even though he cannot be understood, he can understand all. Essentially, he is the only one who is well and truly omniscient. We know stuff, we know things, we have knowledge. Think of like the greatest, most knowledgeable person that you know of: Einstein, Isaac Newton, Galileo, any of them. They are nothing, and I say this like this isn't an exaggeration. Their knowledge is nothing compared to the knowledge of Allah. And not just vision, he can't be sensed physically either. He is above any understanding. He isn't just what the Christians say to be a father or Jesus. They say that Jesus is God and he came down with a physical body. Allah doesn't have a physical body. He's invisible. He can't be seen, but he is the greatest truth. One of the names of Allah is Al-Haq, the truth. So from this we can understand that even though we can't see Allah and we can't sense Allah, he is there. He's greater than all of us, and he's more real than all of us, so to say. When we say that God is unlike anything else, it really means that. So we can easily understand and have some sort of mental image of, let's say, a flower, an animal, other people, etc., etc. But can we have an image of Allah in our mind? It's not like we've ever seen him in real life. Some might think of Allah as some sort of old man sitting on a throne. he would be very tall and have a staff like a wizard. But no, even the Prophet in Mi'raj, it was a metaphysical journey, unseen to man. It's why no one can recall his grand name, Allah. Some attributes of Allah in the Quran are mentioned. Some of them are, He's a creator, He's omniscient, He's the all-hearing, the all-seeing, the all-guiding, the supporter, the forbearer, the amiable, the always forgiving, the self-sufficient, and so on. Can anybody else be called any of those names? Can you call anybody else all-seeing? Can you call anybody else all-hearing? Can you say that anybody else has someone else knows everything? A God who knows our most secret thoughts, that is Allah. He listens to all the prayers and all the du'as. A God more gracious than any other thing He has created, because Allah is Akbar. Allahu Akbar. He is the greatest. A quick side note, even though we understand Allah as the most gracious and merciful, along with many other divine attributes, we must understand that He is the one who created all, knows all. Let's say you go on a walk and you see a beautiful tree, you say, Subhanallah. That's great, of course, but really, it was Him who created your eyes to see such. And at the same time, you could use it to see horrible and haram sights. We understand that He created all, but do we apply it? He knows your life, and He knows everything that will happen in your life. He gives everyone chances through His mercy, and everyone and allows blessings to be sent from His kindness. But the question still remains, do we understand this? Okay, back to the tree. Think about what it was once. Maybe even thousands of years ago, it was just a seed. It had a beginning. Something all creations have, and they are all limited to. Would anybody else besides Allah be able to turn that one tiny seed into the tree that it is now? No. But Allah isn't anybody. He's everywhere. Imagine like you're creating a person. Let's call him Buddy. Buddy is created and comes to you and asks for food. You give him dates and he eats it. 5 minutes later, he comes to you and asks for more food. You give him more dates. But he doesn't eat them. He becomes ungrateful. He says he wants something else. He says he wants pizza, let's say. You give it to him. 5 minutes later, he asks for more food. This keeps on happening for a day or two. Just imagine us at this Buddy. Just imagine us as this Buddy. We're never satisfied with what we want. What is it that we're looking for? We're looking for something that's infinite. And who is or can give us or has infinity? Allah. And how do we understand Him? Tawheed. You see, it just keeps on going all the way back to Tawheed. Now, what happened to Buddy? You forgot about him. He simply vanished. We got disgusted by him. We just forgot about him. But we are that Buddy to Allah. But we remain, no matter what happens, what Allah does to us, we're still ungrateful. If Allah stopped thinking about us for even 1 second, we would simply vanish from existence. Not that it's anything physical, but He is infinite, meaning He can't be limited by anything. Only by His unceasing mercy we stay alive and we're fine, not just in this world but in the next realms to come.